So TensorFlow is a fairly large library of functions and APIs. So in this chapter of TensorFlow that we will deal with, we will show you the most important ones, and we'll show you lots of examples. Right? We'll show you lots of examples, but it's almost impossible for us to cover everything in TensorFlow. Right? It's something that you learn slowly. You learn complex concepts slowly. So if you want to learn TensorFlow, in addition to what we teach you, the best source is the tensorflow.org-get started. I'll provide you a link to this URL in the description section of this video. This is basically a lot of very, very nice tutorials that you have. For example, if you go here, it talks about a lot of things. It talks about how to get started, how to get basic started for anyone new to machine learning or TensorFlow. How do you get used to using TensorFlow? And a programmer's guide, tutorials, right? You have a lot of programmer's guides, tutorials. How do you make your code extremely highly performant? How to do this in JavaScript? How to build your mobile applications using TensorFlow, right? TensorFlow is a fairly large library nowadays, right? So tensorflow.org-get started is a very, very good resource where if you want to find documentation or help, this is one of the best sources I recommend. Okay, we will certainly teach you TensorFlow, the basics of TensorFlow, and how to build lots of models with TensorFlow. But beyond a point, it's impossible. Like, we will not be going into too much low-level details, right? We will not go too much into the low-level details of how to do optimized GPU coding, how to build mobile applications, etc. For that, once you learn the basics, it's very, very easy to follow through the documentation that you have on this page. And it's almost impossible for just teaching TensorFlow itself, line by line, all of the details would be a 100-hour course in itself, right? But once you get the basics right, you can always develop more applications. You can always learn continuously through the tensorflow.org website. In addition to it, there are a couple of very interesting sites that I personally like. There is something called as learningtensorflow.com. Right, where you have very good beginner level tutorials. You can use this in addition to the tutorials that we provide, so as to have a slightly more deeper understanding. So they have some complex concepts like distributed deep learning and things like that in these tutorials. It's a very, very nice set of tutorials that a lot of our students have benefited in addition to seeing our own videos. Right. Having said that, there is also a third one which is by Google itself. This is by Google Cloud. I'll provide you the reference links for all of these URLs that I'm discussing here in the description section. So this is a very nice article which says, learn TensorFlow and deep learning without a PhD. Right? This is a series of very, very nice videos and code examples by engineers at top-notch companies like Google, where they discuss a lot of things. For example, this chapter 1 is Introduction, Handwritten Digit Recognition. Okay, there are videos and slides for it. Similarly, ingredients of a neural network plus TensorFlow basics. There's a video for it. So if you go and click on this video, I think you'll get a YouTube video link, which is 1 hour long. I'm just opening it up. Just wait for a second.
Go. What is the simplest possible model?
So this is like a 1 hour video explaining some of the basics of TensorFlow, right? So there are lots of these links that are available here. Similarly, how to have multiple layers, ReLU, dropout, decay, etc. Convolutional networks, batch normalization, some high-level API for TensorFlow, recurrent neural networks, etc., etc., etc. We will discuss some of these in our own videos, but if you want more, this is a nice source to learn. One of the good things with deep learning right now, one of the very good things with deep learning is there are lots and lots of resources on the internet. There are lots and lots of resources for all sorts of things, both for theory and for code. There are like hundreds and thousands of resources, good resources that too. Because deep learning is something that people are learning and they're writing blogs about them, they're making videos and a lot of stuff. So for any concept, either theory or code, the best tutorial for you is just one Google search away, right? So for example, I'll give you a simple example, right? For example, if you want, okay, how to do TensorFlow dropout. Okay, just type TensorFlow dropout. There will be tons of course, this is the documentation from TensorFlow. Here there is a Stack Overflow question on how to apply dropout to improve the accuracy. And then there is also what to do and what not to do. There are lots of blogs here, like there is a blog on Medium using the dropout API in TensorFlow. Okay, there is a Quora question. There is something on Common Lounge. There is a video on regularization and dropouts, right? So you get a lot of nice resources online today, especially for deep learning. And there is ton of resources. If you just are patient enough to search and go through some of the search results, you can get brilliant theoretical help as well as nice code snippets, making learning deep learning extremely fun and easy. So you don't have to depend only on my videos. There are a ton of brilliant stuff. I'll point you to some of these resources, right? Like learning TensorFlow. It's a brilliant resource that I've come across that I've really enjoyed myself, right? So if you come across any good resources, we will surely point you in the right direction. But in addition to that, you can also search. And if you find any good resource for any concept, please put it in the comment section so that other students will also benefit from your hard work.